It's like my holler. I like. I don't know if you saw a jukebox I had in there.
Yeah.
I found that in an alley down the street.
Mm.
And I'm like, all right, this is going in the El Camino. Almost broke my back loading that thing into. Pretty much. I'm a big fan of Hunter S. Thompson's work, and he used to use, I guess, an alias or AK as Gonzo.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where the idea came from. Oh, someone should make a Gonzo figure look like Hunter S. Thompson. And why not me,
Yeah.
And so I did that. And a lot of people that do stuff like this, you should just go for a statue kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, I loved being able to pose my toys.
Okay.
So I made, all my figures are pretty much articulated, which is really annoying to do.
Yeah.
If you want to do something quick. And Hunter S. Thompson was very good friends with Oscar Zeta,
Okay.
which is a pretty big influence in the Brown Beret, the Chicano movement and stuff. And I just couldn't think of anyone else that would fit the profile than Fozzie.
Mm-hmm.
So I made him his little partner, his sidekick. And yeah, he's also articulated. And I didn't think anybody would want these figures, but once I made the Gonzo, people asked for the Oscar Zeta figure, and then alright, cool, I already had the idea.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if anybody would actually buy the first one. And usually when I sell stuff, it's usually just to fund the next project. Do something called a mixture, really, of kit bashing. It's when you get two figures or two toys and you mix them together, right? You just cut the heads off, and then a lot of people in Mattel and the toy industry would do that to get their idea across. And then they would have a sculptor come and actually do the finalized concept. And that's what I usually do. And since I do articulations, it's crazy hard. I'm not an engineer, so it's not easy for me to figure out what peg would work. So I'll take a old figure that I think that'll work for what I'm gonna do, and then use those parts and then sculpt on top of that.
Okay.
And so the Gonzo, it's the shirts from a Happy Meal toy, and the shorts, and then the rest I sculpt, the arms, the head, and the hat, and the glasses. The glasses were a pain in the ass to do.
Okay.
Especially since it's not molded or sculpted onto the figure.
Okay.
So I had to sculpt it.
Yeah, it's an accessory that you could take off.
Yeah, and so it's kind of a pain in the ass to do that. I was always pretty good at sculpting as a kid. Pretty much had Play-Doh, and I was kind of wanted to see stuff that I hadn't seen out there. And so if you can't find it, you make it. My first thing I ever made a figure was the little homie figures, but I mixed them with Star Wars, so Star Homies kind of deal.
Okay.
So just stuff that don't usually mix together, like geeks and cholos kind of shit.
Okay.
So I don't know, it's just kind of, I like the mixing of two things, because it's what pretty much East LA was, just a mixture of cultures together,
Cool.
Yeah, that was always the plan. It was always the plan. We don't. How do we put this? We have a lot of. Most of our artists are from East LA and local and everything, and everyone is independent in one way or another. We don't really go after big name, celebrities or any of that stuff. But it's more of a. That's what the whole point of it is. I think it's just to really give the independent artists a showcase. Cool. Which. The bigger shows do that, but at the same time, I feel like they get eaten up by a friend of mine. He had at our show he did really well. Then he went to a bigger show up in, I forgot where it was at, and they sat him next to his table was next to The Rock.
Oh, okay.
And he was he had a line in front of his table the whole time, but it wasn't for him. You know what I mean? Because he got overshadowed. And that's kind of what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to create that old school Comic-Con. Like when I was growing up, Comic-Cons were held in the ballrooms of hotels, the banquet halls.
Yeah.
And that's actually what I wanted to do, but I couldn't find a hotel in East LA that had a big enough banquet hall,
Okay. Yeah.
But that was one of the important things is we really want to focus on independent creators, local people, and it's really cool because I got to meet a lot of just doing this show. I got to meet a lot of creators that I probably would have never heard of,
Right.
you know, because they didn't have the outlets to, you know. This year we really pushed it because this year our poster for the event, it was drawn by local artists, but it features characters created by artists that are going to be at the show.
Okay.
It features all these independent comic characters.
Okay.
And we put them together sort of like as a superhero team, which is kind of like this cool idea I've had for a while. I always talk about how like that first year, especially that first year, I would have been happy if like 100 people came. Like, you know what I mean? Like as long as people came and enjoyed it, like I would have been happy. Like that first year was insane how many people showed up.
Yeah.
Like we were not prepared for that, right? But it was cool though, 'cause so like last year we ended up we're still in the same venue.
Mm-hmm.
But we're playing it a little smarter now.
Okay.
So we have like an outdoor area, so like, we expanded it. We have more vendors, and it's more walking room. And you know, it's a lot of learning. It's a lot of learning as you. This year we're having some original members from the original Glow wrestlers.
Oh yeah, I've watched the show.
Yeah, we
And,
have some of the original ones from back in the 80s and the 90s. And this year we're something we've been trying to do since year one. We're gonna have a panel room, and we're actually gonna have some panels.
Okay.
It's not a huge panel room. It's about 37. It's about 37 people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something we won't want to do forever. So you know, it's gonna be pretty cool. Right now, the only thing we have for sure is we have a cosplay contest, and then we have Glow wants to do something.
Okay.
And then there's a couple organizations that we're working with that they want to do panels, but they haven't like decided which ones exactly.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of stuff like that. The big thing is, you know, like the bigger shows, they're getting more and more expensive every year. Like, I'm like honestly, like I feel kind of old thinking that like, excuse me, I used to go to San Diego every year.
Okay.
And when I was younger, like you can get a 4-day pass for $75.
Right.
Right, and nowadays you can't even get a 1-day pass for that price. You know,
Right,
like,
right. Yeah.
And so like the thing is, I think keeping it free really like helps out because like I'm sure there's a lot of one of the things is that you know we wanted to create a show where people that are from the community don't have to leave the community to experience that stuff. And the other thing is a lot of kids that like are into that stuff, like it's just too expensive. Like, you know, like especially if they have siblings and you know like so we wanted to create something where you could bring your whole family. Like you could just bring your whole family. It doesn't matter because it's free, you know. That was really important to us.